So cities are built on the moon that are very pastel-like seen from Earth, just to say that you can get a glimpse of them and it's all over the surface, just like the surface had a frame, except these mechanical objects or habitations, structures, whatever they may be. Why do I call them habitations or structuring, like housing? Because, they're square, some of them, like buildings that we have here on Earth. But when we see the pipes and or tunnels leaving all these objects, it just it makes you wonder if maybe it's not part of some kind of a mining that has been going on the moon. I've said it a while back, and it just looks like a quarry. It looks like quarries. Aristarchus crater looks like a quarry. So does Tycho crater, Copernicus crater. I mean, they all do, and they all have features of mining areas that we have here, right here on Earth. They build the entire moon with structuring that is so thin and blends in with everything in and out of the levels. But the mistake that they did, well, if they were trying to hide it from us, and which I really don't believe anyone was trying to hide any structures from anyone on the moon, it's that nobody's got the real sort of way to see the structures. Everyone says, yeah, wavelengths, he's changing the wavelengths. Look it up. I read this online and I went to do it. But me, it was backwards, guys. I found the structures. I clarified these structures, not because I'm a professional king, because I was very lucky from trying and trying, trial and error, many processes. And now I have a technique. And that when I say technique, it means it's a process and it's an order of editing with filters. You can use certain filters with other filters, and some of them just exclude everything. So you have to be careful when you're using filters. Most often, I repeat, most often the structures will always disappear. The crafts are not seen because they're going by too fast. And well, slowing down 3 hours of footage and taking 10 hours out of the day to watch it, no idiot's going to do that, right? I do. I don't do it every day. I get tired of doing it. But every single weekend, I watch 2, sometimes 4 hours of footage that was only half an hour or an hour in really slow footage. And I can get 2, sometimes 3 crafts if I'm lucky. And this is not in 10 hours of footage, it's in an hour of footage. The structures come up very often in my photos when I do my editing process. And of course, I do go back to these areas and they're still there. Obviously, with the 14, I am going to get closer, and everything that I'm showing so far is going to be triple in size. That's a fact. So, a long time ago, someone here on Earth, high rulers, of course, who we know as probably as the elite, the ones that are ruling the world, the ones that are furnishing everything for everyone, right? We're furnishing a lot of things for them too, is that we're their income. And at one point, they found out about this inhabited city on cities, continents, countries, guys. It's never ending on the surface of the moon. So when did we see Russia go up with their satellite Sputnik 1? Well, we saw it in the 40s, right? 47? Maybe I'm wrong. I hope I'm not wrong, but I know it was a long time ago. Roswell, 1947, a story that is still considered a myth to some today. You see, it's the sad part when you think of all the information that's out there on the internet. There is so much of the truth out there, but it's mixed up with a lot of lies and a lot of documents that seem very credible, but that we don't know who wrote it. Now, here's something I want you to see. I'll get a highlighter up on it, guys, a light. Um, and I'll freeze the frame for you to see the symmetrical structure or mechanical object, whatever it may be. It's an object. It's square. It looks like it's all rubbed down and soft and glistening and square and symmetrical and taken care of. There's something going on down there on the moon. And for whatever the reason that we're seeing even colored, square, symmetrical, round, triangular, arrowhead cutouts, it's all over the moon. You just saw it there. That is a symmetrical structure. It's square. It has no business being there. It's perfectly square, and it's, well, a good many hundreds of kilometers, if not about over, it's 1,500 kilometers from Tycho crater. Um, but nonetheless, it's there. And each of these craters, supposed craters that you're looking at right here, they each have many details and conclusive evidence on each of them that something somehow was manipulated on them. Now, let's go see Clavius crater. Now, I'm going to show you something. It's making me mad. Bottom left, it's a big crater with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 craters inside of them. How the hell did a crater impact wind up with 5 symmetrical crater impacts over top of the exact same area of the Clavius crater first hit asteroid? Okay? How? It doesn't make any bloody sense. It's stupid. And NASA is silly to have declared that. Come on. There's 5 craters sitting inside of Clavius crater that are each smaller than the other. It goes from big to smaller to smaller to smaller to smaller. Clavius crater. Look it up yourselves back in the 70s and 80s what NASA was saying about Clavius crater. It says that surface was manipulated years after the crater's impact. Well, then we needed a lie or a secret or a way of deviating the attention to why these craters are have high albedos, meaning they're basically high plateaus. They're mountainous. We're looking at Clavius crater. If you were on the surface, you couldn't see the top of Clavius crater. You could see the side of its mountain. So what would they have said? So they came up with the excuse of that the lava flow overflowed and caused also the lines of ejecta that we were seeing, so they were safe for the ejecta cities. No, guys, it's not true. I'm sorry. The moon is inhabited or was inhabited. The proof is there, and I'm only going to get more and more proof. We got to start waking up, and I want more and more people to start looking into this. You know, we don't need to use our own common sense today, nor do we need to find our own solutions. There are solutions written for us. We depend on the government and news media and the information online to find out anything at all that we want to know or that we're curious about or we want to research on. But we don't take the time ourselves to do the actual calculating and to go to the actual areas, right? So we have to depend on credible sources. That's where you have to depend using your own common sense on someone that maybe somehow is getting some credible information and or footage like I'm trying to do. Thanks so much for the support. Thanks for stopping by, everyone. Lots more to come. These wonderful people have generously donated to the Telescope Fund. They raised $10,070, and the telescope will soon be on the way as soon as the payout for the funds arrive at home.